Well, good evening, drone fans, FPV fans. How y'all doing? Good to see you. It's me, old guy in a drone, and this is the FPV Workshop. Sunday night, after Mel. And I guess it's official. Dude is my new name. It has stuck, and I heard Mel, I was watching Mel's show, kept referring to me as Professor Dude, so it is what it is, and I guess I'll have to live with that. If you guys think that I look like I put my head through a meat grinder, it is true. The dermatologist had his way with me, and the ones on my forehead are healing, but in the meantime I was doing a little plumbing under my kitchen sink and managed to, there it is right there, so I smashed my head up against something else. And that's one of the problems of having a bald head. You have no way to know when you're coming up under something. You know, if you got a head of hair, you feel when your hair touches something, and you stop going, just much like an insect does with its whiskers, or a cat with its whiskers. But when you have a bald head, you don't know you hit it until you whacked it. And it's been a story of my life that my head is like a roadmap of the history of injuries. So it's just too damn hot to wear a hat doing one of these streams. So there it is in all its glory. Looks like we're starting to get a crowd gathering tonight, and always good to see Jody Drone Shots #1, followed by Jayberg close in second. Joe Blaylock coming in third. Hey Joe, how you doing, man? Joe, looks like you're going to the dark side, man. I saw your video on Mel's. Way to go. Congratulations. And the View Chasers here, good evening. Good evening to you. Jim, Above and Beyond Drones, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Next down the list, Bob Casey. Hi, Bob. Minnesota Paul, MN Paul, good evening to you. Agent K, one of the regulars, good to see you. And Chris Hope is here. Another, man, Chris, you're doing, you're going to have your own show pretty soon. FPV stuff, congratulations, man, you're doing great. And good to see it. Who's this old guy in a, oh, that's me. Ed, Love My Drones is here. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. And going down the list, Artco is here and in the green room. Drone Days, Bob, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming. Yowie P51 is a little earlier tonight. Good to see you, my friend from Australia. Thank you for coming in. And Rick Halber's here. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. Sean McWilliams, Go Stillers, whatever that means. Welcome, Sean. Roosevelt's here. Fly Natural, good to see you. Hey, Roosevelt, how you doing? Timeless Truths is here. Night Train, Mike, Thanks for coming in. Arizona Drone Dude is here. Good deal. And Carlos bringing up the rear. Says dude, then he corrected himself. Professor Dude. Good. Good. Russell Glarum is here. How you doing, Russell? Good to see you. And that about rounds up the hellos in the chat. I'm getting ready for the show. If people come in early, I try to type something and say hello, but I want to make sure that everything works out all right. I hope my audio is good tonight, and this is as pretty as the video is going to get. So with that being said, I see Carlos is waving in the chat. He's saying no, he's got a phone call. Okay, well, we will have to wait on Carlos, but we will bring in, guess who? You missed it. You're late. How you doing, Art?
I'm doing okay. Doing vMix right now. I hope I'm not lagging too badly.
Now I'm hearing some breakup in your audio, and it's lagging a little bit as well.
It's lagging a little bit.
Yeah. Now I don't know if it's just that I'm hearing the breakup over StreamYards, or everybody's hearing it, or that I'm seeing the lag over StreamYards and everybody may not be. So we'll just leave it go for a while without trying to fix it or do anything like that.
Okay.
Because this is this is the FPV workshop, not the audio lagging workshop after all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing about a 2-second delay on your audio.
All right.
Jim says lagging again. Drone Day says like a Chinese movie. So yeah, go out and come back in, and all right, good deal.
All right, got it.
All right. And
good evening.
Never lagging.
Thank God for that. Good evening, Carlos.
Sir. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
So far, so good. Always looking forward to my Sunday. There's Mr. Chris Hope. Sunday time with the boys and the professor.
Yeah, enjoy it. I always enjoy it. Sean McWilliams says we need subtitles for Art. Well, I think Art has those problems when he uses vMix. Maybe he doesn't have enough horsepower on his computer to run it. But anyway, we'll wait till he comes back in.
What's the advantage of vMix and just regular?
Well, with I don't know, if you use StreamYards, you can still do a green screen with StreamYards.
Gotcha.
I think if you're running the show, vMix may have a lot of advantages. But if you're just a guest in the show and using vMix as a virtual camera,
right.
I don't see much difference in just going direct in with StreamYards. And if you want a green screen, use their green screen.
Right.
And their green screen, that's what he did, because now instead of mountains, he's got his piano.
Yeah.
Much better, Art. You came back under StreamYards, huh?
Went to the west wing of the mansion?
Yeah, the west wing, yep.
Got it.
So you came back under StreamYards then, huh?
Yeah, I turned off vMix. They had an update today, and I thought, well, maybe I'll give that a chance. Maybe the new update fixed whatever was the problem. Evidently not.
Huh. You know, I'm hearing, for my last couple of live streams, I noticed that there was a little bit of breakup in the audio, a little cackling. And it wasn't just from me. I thought it might have been my microphone, but it was from all my guests as well. So that means it has to be coming from StreamYards. And there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, you hear a little tiny click.
Yeah, a little bit. Now I know there's some audio processing, and I've got it disabled. I don't know what that audio processing does, but I've got it turned on now.
Sounds better. Deeper,
does it?
Louder. Deeper, louder, without that little tick or click.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, maybe something in their audio processing actually.
This sounds actually good.
Official.
This does sound good.
Okay, good. I'll leave it.
Mel sounded really low tonight.
He did, and he's normally booming.
Yes.
And he says he had his mic turned up all the way which means it must have been a setting in is he using wire? He's using vMix or Wirecast?
Yeah,
or
he
one of those.
uses vMix.
vMix, yeah. But that's you know, I got enough trouble keeping my own damn live stream working. Ray Kelly's here. Hey Ray, how you doing?
Hey,
how was the pot roast? He says.
Oh,
so you had pot
it was
roast, didn't you?
excellent.
And you didn't share any of it with us, huh?
I used green peppers in it.
Oh, cool. Rad RH, how you doing, my friend? Rad RH is here. Good to see you. We're over 30 already. Hey, this
Mitch, what's going on with Chris Hope's comment? I'll let you read it.
Where is that?
His last one.
Where? Oh, more sexy?
I don't know. What's up with that? Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
I don't know. Last month.
I don't know about some of these guys. Last time I was a stud, now I'm sexy. Jesus, it's going to go to my head, guys. You know, come on. It would go over much bigger with me if you were all hot-looking women. And I just got to tell you that right now. Yeah,
it's your voice.
It would really actually impress. It would actually. Oh, my voice. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I have this mixer thing here, and I can
don't do the way
to the radio announcer voice, or up here to the tinny sounding voice. But
no, what you had was very good.
There we go. Oh, Bill, Metro Drones, how you doing? Thank you. Hey, Bill, I saw you. He was on your show last night, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I tuned in. You know, I had checked out, and I don't think I'd ever seen Bill on a live stream before.
Oh, he was on Kelly's show, First Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Well, Bill, let me get you on my mailing list if you're not on it already. So just email me your email address, and I'll put you on my list, and I send out invites every time before I do a show. Love to have you in here. You're
so what
great
kind
supporter
of pizza
of our
do you
little
like,
channel, and I appreciate
Mitch?
it. What's that?
What kind of pizza do you like?
Pizza. Are you sending? We sent. What is this? The new thing in the drone community is the surprise pizza raid.
Yeah, I saw that video. And I just, oh God,
Who got
that was so funny.
Got the surprise pizza?
Ron's like, what? He had no idea what was going on. He sent the pizza back, and then when he found out, oh, that was me.
Now, who got? I missed almost all of that. I heard about it.
Chris Hope was the one that sent the pizza
to Ron Lockwood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Ron got the pizza and thought it was wrong and sent it back.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Because they were asking what kind of pizza do you like, and all asking him questions. He had no idea that they sent him a pizza, and then this guy shows up with the pizza, and I didn't order pizza.
That's funny. No, that's really
funny.
Funny.
When they told him Jim Boyd was in on it, and everybody was just busting up.
That's funny. That reminds me of a funny story. When I was a teenager in Philadelphia, there was a bridge that went from Northeast Philadelphia to New Jersey called the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. I may have told this story. Carlos, you know the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge? It's from Northeast Philadelphia, and it goes over to near Cherry Hill, New Jersey, into that neighborhood, into that area. So it was a nickel toll, 5 cent toll. Now I'm talking back in the 60s, in the early 60s, a 5 cent toll.
All right, never mind.
So we were a bunch of teenagers, and we were just always trying to pull stunts. So what we would do is we would give the guy like 50 cents, and we would tell him that the next 9 cars are with us, and we're paying for them. And then we'd sit and watch the traffic jam as this guy tried to explain to each one of the next drivers that guy up there paid for their toll. And it took a half an hour for him to get through those 9 cars, because people were wondering, well, I don't know that guy. Who is he?
Yeah.
And it created mayhem on the bridge. So we used to do that on a regular basis. And I guess that's kind of like sending somebody a pizza when they don't know it's coming.
They've done
hey,
that.
John Poopy, how you doing, buddy?
People have done that at McDonald's. They tell them, let me have that person's order and I'll pay for it.
Yep.
And then the person just drives up and they're like, really? So I've heard stuff like that.
Everybody comments whenever I tell that story. I get a lot of comments about the nickel tolls. I would be willing to bet that the toll on that bridge today is between $2 and $5. Something absurd.
Easily.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
Especially if it's in New
And
Jersey.
there was a liquor store. See, Pennsylvania had state stores. Every liquor store was owned by the state in Pennsylvania back in those days. They also had what they called the Sunday Blue laws,
Right.
where you couldn't sell liquor before
Yep.
1 o'clock or 2 o'clock on Sunday. And right across the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge, actually visible from the bridge, just a couple of blocks over the other side of the bridge, was this huge liquor store called Roger Wilco. Roger Wilco Liquor
Over
Store.
and out.
And it was big. It was a big ass store. It was much bigger than any of the ABCs or anything like that. And I think sometimes half the traffic over the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge was from people in Pennsylvania running over to Jersey to buy the booze. It was a lot cheaper over there. The taxes were much cheaper. So the cops used to like to hang out near the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge with binoculars, and they'd watch these people coming out of the Roger Wilco liquor store with cases of booze, and then they'd nail them coming across the bridge and nail them for the tax and the tariffs and all that other kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's even allowed.
Well, we're talking about the 60s. This was back in the good old days. So getting the FPV, man, we were blowing 15 to 25 all day today here. I don't know about Jim. I'm sure you're getting the same weather down there as I am. It's blowing like hell, and it's going to be blowing tomorrow and maybe even Tuesday. So haven't been able to do
a nor'easter
storm
said,
or
right?
something. Ed?
Say what?
Is there another hurricane headed your way? It
No.
seems like there's a whole line of them.
They're all over the place, and none of them have come close to us. I should not say I shouldn't curse that, but we're up to beta now. We're already past all the names and into the Greek alphabet. Yeah, we're into the Greek alphabet now, alpha and beta, and
they said a nor'easter had said, right, in St. Augustine.
Yeah, they're all over the Atlantic, and I wanted to show you guys. I want to show you guys a great website. It's got nothing to do with FPV, but I want to show you this anyway because you might.
Okay.
Let me find it here. It is this.
Oh.
And it's called Cyclocane. Cyclocane.com.
It sounds like something that'll clear up your
it does, doesn't it? Yeah, hemorrhoids. It sounds like something for your hemorrhoids. But basically what this does, you can blow it up.
Just got it. That's good.
No, I was going to think of saying something. I mentioned it in the chat on somebody else's. Never mind. Just go ahead.
Never mind.
I want to be
so
nice.
What this does is it gives you an overview of the whole world, basically.
Wow,
and you can move it around like this. And every once in a while, you see these straight lines going across. But what it does is it plots all the spaghetti plots from all the different models and keeps track of anything that's developing or might develop. For example, and you can blow it up like this. So if I look at Florida, there's a yellow circle around Florida, and that's because there is a low chance of tropical cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. It's really low, but we've got a low weather. So what you'll do is over here off the coast of Africa, where they all get born, you'll see a bunch of these yellow or red or orange circles. And if it's an orange circle, it's a medium chance. If it's a red circle, it's a high chance of formation. And then the rest of these things are these storms. So if you point to the little, let me make it bigger here. If I go to this storm right here and I point to this little dot, it tells me that's Wilfred, tropical depression Wilfred. Right now it's wind 30 knots. And this shows what's going to happen to Wilfred. It's going to meander along right here, and then it's going to just peter out and die. Okay. So then I can say, here's the one that's barreling in on Texas right now. And this shows you all the different spaghetti plots. And this blue line in the center is what the National Hurricane Center says is the plot. And each one of these dots is a day. So this is Sunday, and it tells you it's 52 knot winds. And this is Monday, at 2 a.m. and this is Monday at 2 p.m. See, and it tells you what to expect and where they think it's going to be, and eventually what's going to happen to it. And that one's going to take off and head up towards, and head out through Tennessee and Mississippi and dump a bunch of rain. Because even when it gets to Mississippi, they're still expecting about 25-mile-an-hour winds. It's still going to be considered a tropical depression, probably be dumping a bunch of rain. But that was on Friday at 2 p.m. So this thing is already for the whole week coming up is going to just plague this part of the country with all the water they've had already. So this is a great resource. And you know, I look at it. What I do is before I watch the news every morning,
compare it.
I go and I take a quick look at this, and I can look at this in like look at this page and tell you there's nothing anywhere that's threatening Florida in any way, shape, or form. So that when I turn on the news at 8 o'clock and the weatherman comes up, he says, "We're tracking 6 major storms in the Atlantic. Stay tuned and we'll tell you if they're going to affect you."
Right.
And then you got to sit and listen to all the crappy news for an hour till they finally get around to tell you nothing to worry about, folks. I don't have to wonder. I don't have to worry about it. I can go and see everything the weatherman sees on this one page. And the hell with them and their teasers to keep you tuned in. They scare you with the teaser, and then you got to sit there and watch all the news and commercials till you finally know what's really going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all good. Well, you know, it's all about watch time. They do the same stuff that the YouTube guys do. That's all that matters to them is watch time.
Yep.
Anything that they can get. That's why a lot of YouTube guys give you a teaser in the beginning and don't put the answer or whatever the point they're trying to make till the very end of the video. What they fail to realize is we got that little scrubber. We got that scrubber on YouTube where we could just click on it and go zip right to the end.
That is a beauty of that is a great little feature. That and the mute button.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So anyway, that's a great, for anybody that might be interested. That's a great little resource, especially if you live in hurricane.
I forgot to ask you last time. What was the name of that post office app that sends you pictures of your mail prior to receiving it?
Oh, you know, I told you last time. Now I'm trying to remember what that name is.
Called
Informed Delivery, I think.
Oh, Informed. Okay.
And that's from the post office service?
USPS Informed Delivery.
Right.
Yes.
That's it?
That's it. Here.
And it's a free service, you said, right?
Yes. Here. There it is. Informed. Download. You don't even need the app because you just... Welcome to Informed Delivery. So you just go to the website, you sign. I'm already signed in,
Gotcha.
and you currently have no mail from today. Please check back tomorrow, and they'll show you how many packages and pieces and everything else that you have, and they'll send you an email in the morning with pictures of all the bills you're likely to get during that day. So whether
Now here's a quick question: if you order something from RDQ or Amazon, does it show up on that list?
It does, because first they give you mail and then packages.
Okay, cool. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, and speaking of RDQ, I have your camera. Should be here tomorrow or Tuesday. Yeah,
nice.
the Ratel camera. I
mentioned the other one, stinker, but
the quad is much better without it for a number of reasons, and since you asked, I'll tell you why. Number one, it's not a very tall quad.
Okay.
You've already got a tall enough stack in there. By putting that camera board on top, there's hardly any room for the battery strap. And I'm afraid that with all of that crap, nothing was going to get cooled properly in there. So this was not a good candidate.
Got it.
For a camera with a board like that. Second thing I just did this today. Nobody takes care of you like I do, Carlos.
Who's better than Mitch?
This takes a full-size camera. I mean, all of these Armaton frames are wide. So I 3D printed you this handy dandy little adapter that holds the micro size
Oh,
camera
a small. Oh, okay,
and fits it into a full size.
nice.
And that's why I don't know if you guys can see that, but
Yeah.
that's
Those little
why
holes on the side.
having the holes on the side
Right.
are, and then
One
the
is
camera
to the
fits.
quad, and the other one is for the camera.
No, the camera is held by this little flange, the holes in this little flange here.
Right.
And the other one's
And then
connected to
the other
frame.
three, you don't have to put all three, and you'd probably put a center one in and one to stop the rocking
Right.
of it, to set the
frame.
elevation of the camera. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Cool.
if you're serious about really being in this thing, and all the guys that are really serious and really build a lot, you almost have to have a 3D printer. You'd be amazed how many times I can print up a little piece that I need to mount a flight controller in a fixed wing airplane or a camera and adapter in this. And you go to Thingiverse. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Thingiverse, but it's an amazing. I'm going to show you. It's an amazing website. Here, let me.
It is. Is it that amazing?
I'm going to say hello to Michael McReynolds while you search. You already said hello.
Go right
to
ahead.
Right, Robert Blazier is here. Joan
I
Day.
said.
You went through the whole list. I'm trying to get Ed in here,
said,
but you know what? Forget him now.
Why? What's going on with Ed?
I think that is just he's too good for us lately. He's become a
I don't believe that.
highfalutin.
Nah, come on. Well, he's got a high def camera in one of his drones. I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a Thingiverse.
So how would you begin to search something like that?
All right. What I would say, for example, is I would say FPV camera adapter in the search bar, and I would hit enter. And there you are.
All kinds of different
Look
ones.
at them all kinds of different ones. Yeah. And I mean, and there's more. And you can find whole quad frames on here.
Hey, Mitch, just curious. Try typing rice.
Rice?
Yeah. I heard people they're passing off like plastic rice.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
kidding.
The Chinese.
I kid you. I don't want to say any kind
rice.
of. No, maybe not. All right.
No
on
rice.
On the right.
Just like here's like a little thing to hold rice with.
Got it.
There's a mold.
All right.
Little
Good.
rice
Good.
bowl,
That's good to
little
know. I
rice
feel
bowl.
better.
But you can find just about
Anything.
I mean, you can find almost anything you want. Some strange stuff. If I say like a fruit bowl.
Oh, there's a fruit bowl.
I mean, you can find. See this here?
Okay.
That there's a 3D. You can 3D print that thing that looks like a bamboo wood fruit bowl, or this one here, or this, or this one over here, or one that looks like this. I mean, and what the guys do here, for example, let's take a look at this one. You go in there and they show you the pictures of what it looks like. When it's blue, that's a picture that's generated by the from the file. When it shows a color like this, then somebody actually took a photograph of what it was going to look like.
I see.
But here's and you can print it in any color.
That
for
almost
example,
looks like wicker.
Any color you want, and then you go and you say download all the files, and you'll get any files you need, and you load them into your slicer software in your computer, and get your settings and export them to your printer or to your printer's SD card, and away you go. And I mean, there's got to be millions of different things on this Thingiverse site.
I'm not mistaken. Didn't you, with your printer, have to print like 1 or 2 pieces to get your printer started, or 2 or 3 pieces? Like I don't know, something in the beginning. You didn't print any parts? That wasn't you? No?
No. You mean every time I would print something, I'd have to print some throwaways first?
No. When you first got your printer and started, I think you printed like some parts that the printer told you to print to set it up?
No, not really. There's
Okay.
you don't
For some
have
reason
to.
I remember something like that. You would do
Yeah,
it.
you don't have to. You have to learn how to use the thing.
Right.
But you have, they have a part called a benchy, and they call it a benchy because of the BENCHIE. It looks like a little boat.
Right.
This right here.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's called a benchy for benchmark because it's got a little bit of everything challenging, like the holes here, the overhang here, the little rim around this thing.
An arch.
You get to see a big broad area to see if you're getting you're getting smooth or you're getting missing.
So that's like a sample print.
Yeah, and it's a benchmark print
like
that people print them in multi-colors. They print them in all different kinds of. They print them in multiple pieces and snap them together. And it's called the printing torture test. Basically, is what it's. And I printed a couple of these to make sure that things work, because with certain settings you'll get stringing as the print head travels from here over to here. It'll drag a string if your temperature isn't right or you're feeding too fast or something like that. So
Mitch, quick question. Four-eyed K9 wants to know if you can 3D print an entire drone frame.
You can, but it won't. But the first time you look at it sideways, it'll break into a million pieces. It's been tried.
Gotcha.
It's been tried, and it doesn't work.
RC Fun Diversions, Michael McReynolds is here. What's up?
Hey, Michael McReynolds, how you doing? And
RC is John.
RC Funds. John, that's right. Hi, John. How you doing? So
search DJI. They want you to search DJI.
Oh, are you kidding? Do you know how many different things you can make for DJI drones?
Oh wow!
You can make stick protectors. You can make a case for your transmitter. You can
the legs, the feet, for
all kinds. Here's feet, landing pads. You can print. You can print prop guards.
Wait, that I don't know. That looked like a Tello.
You can print. Look at this. You can make your own range boosters. Yeah. You can print phone holders to put on your Mavic. There's one where there's even a whole Mavic look-alike.
Drone Shot says you can print carbon. You
can print carbon-filled plastic. It's not as strong as carbon fiber, but it's stronger.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Here you can make a case. Here you can even make a DJI logo, so you can proudly put that on your car. Here's a drone that's printed out of 3D. I'm sure as a toy drone it would work, but as a ripping FPV drone, I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it.
But here's a holder for a Osmo Pocket. Osmo Pocket.
They want to know if these things snap easy, the 3D printed stuff.
No, it depends on what you printed out of. This little piece here. This little piece here is printed out of PLA, and it's solid. You'd hurt yourself trying to break this. But they have a filament called TPU, which this GoPro. Hang on a second here. This is not working for me. This protector for the GoPro lens that you put over the GoPro Hero 7, that's printed out of TPU. So that's rubbery, flexible. See.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why the GoPro mount that I printed, the GoPro Hero mount, is got these. It's printed out of TPU, and it's got these little feet-looking thing, which are almost act like shock absorbers, and the whole camera can move a little bit, although it doesn't move when you're flying, but it absorbs vibration. So you put the camera in there, and then you put this lens protector over the front in case you bump into something. It'll help keep you from beating up your GoPro. Mm-hmm. And those I printed. I got these things right off of Thingiverse, and that's just handy as hell to have, because all kinds of strange little tiny plastic things you need here and there.
Yeah,
Speaking of strange little things.
Oh, I hope he has his clothes on. Yay! What's up, Ed? All right, quick question. Good evening, Ed. You took too long, so I'm not saying hello to you after that.
Good evening, Ed. How you doing, buddy?
All right, man. Okay.
The four-eyed
Good.
K9 said, "Find us a good budget 3D printer, Mitch." LOL.
Well, the one that I'm very happy with the one that I have, and it's just an Ender 3. It's your most popular basic 3D printer. They have you can buy them for less than $200.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitch, wanted
yes.
to let you know I made my first purchase from Banggood.
Oh, God.
You'll get it Christmas. Anyway, Yowie P51, good night.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, my friend. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So you did, what'd you buy, Art? What did you buy?
All right, here's the thing. Do you know what's better than getting a 3D printer?
What's that?
Well, I can say a lot of things that are better than 3D printers, but
knowing how to use it.
Knowing somebody that has a 3D printer and has already
there
figured it
you
all
go.
out.
that's like knowing somebody that has a boat. You know?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Steve
Yeah,
Carpenter.
you know somebody
Well,
with a
Mitch,
boat, you're in business.
I
Yeah.
got the Dragon Frog.
What's a dragon frog?
It's a 3-inch FPV drone.
No, what?
Why are you doing this?
Hold on a second here.
Oh my God.
Hey, we need to.
And it was on sale. It's
Hello,
a kit.
Steve Carpenter.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
It's a kit that you have to build.
We need to check this out. So you got yourself a dragon
Fly, I think. It's
frog.
Oh, frog.
There you go.
$21.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to be a great bird.
Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with a flight controller and motors.
Yep.
Holy
The whole
mackerel.
kit. I thought, that might be something that'd be, something good to learn how to solder. I already know how to solder components for.
You better. Well, yeah, you're a
guitar
solderer.
pedals.
You know how to solder already, so that should. Except that when you finally get a look at it and you see how tiny the thing, how tiny the thing is, and you're in there like this, So the next purchase you're going to need, Art, you're going to need one of these.
I have one of those.
Okay, well then you're in business.
Mitch,
Yeah, because
can you read the
Yes.
description? Is that the frame kit only? No motors? No anything else?
I don't know.
That's what Night Train just said.
Yeah, I think it's just a frame kit, Art.
oh,
That's what you
yeah.
can make it into, Art. It's just
I think you have to. I think you have to buy all the other stuff.
I think you should cancel the order, Art.
Did they ship it yet? If they didn't ship it, you can cancel it.
And read carefully next time. When they
Yeah,
ask you
gotta
which
you
RX,
got to be careful. It says Dragon Carbon Fiber Racing Frame Kit. Frame is the operative. Racing frame is the operative word there. And another thing, a lot of times you got to be very careful, because when you buy these little foam airplane kits like I buy, they come in a kit, plug and play, or bind and fly.
right.
Okay. The kit has no motors, no props, no ESCs. It's just, and no servos. It's just the foam.
Right.
right?
The
You have to
plug
buy
and
all the
play
parts.
comes with the servos, the motor, and the ESC, but no receiver. The bind and fly comes with everything and the receiver.
Right.
So the kit might be $59, but the plug and play is $129, and the bind and fly is $149. See, so you got to be careful. But that doesn't mean you can't build this into a quad. But you're going to have to spend. You're going to have to buy motors. That's going to be about $50. You're going to have to buy $40 or $50. You're going to have to buy a flight controller. Is going to be about $40 or $50. You're going to need a VTX transmitter, So it's going to end up costing you $200 to build this $22 quad.
And not only that, but judging by the man's fingers in that picture, it's a small frame.
Oh, it's tiny. It's teeny. It's not
as
much.
small as a
It's
tiny
not
hawk.
like the tiny one.
Not much bigger than a tiny hawk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some miniature solder joints there, Art. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Return it, Art. Do yourself a favor.
Did they ship it yet, Art?
I don't think it did. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, compatible for DJI. Okay.
Yeah, it says you can put a Vista Air unit in it, but it doesn't come with any of that. So see if you can cancel it. If they haven't shipped it, you can cancel it. Yeah. Or you can build it if you want, but it's kind of, that would be an ambitious project for somebody for a first quad. You're better off buying. You're better off buying.
It wouldn't be my choice for a first build. Let me.
I would get Art. I would get a Tyro 89.
Really?
$89. $89. You get everything, and it flies great. Now it's not a great first quad because it's fast. And it's a little hot rod.
Yeah, exactly.
But for $89, you get everything, including the camera, the video. You get everything but the receiver. You get the camera, you get the video transmitter, the flight controller, the motors, the frame, the canopies, the antennas, virtually the whole kit for $89. That's why I like those Tyro kits. They're not the greatest quality and everything, but they all fly. They all fly. And
apparently
for somebody that's just getting started building, it's worth it.
Art shops with pictures and not words. And John Coopy, that's the worst idea you could tell somebody like Art. He's barely learning how to fly the tiny hawk. 5.
Are
you kidding me?
But that Nazgul 5, it happens to be a tremendous quad. It's a great quad.
Oh, it's great quad for somebody who can fly. Yeah.
And it's not that they're very inexpensive for what you get.
What Chris got is probably dangerous enough for you, Art. It's the
the Tiny Hawk Freestyle.
Yeah, that's what props out, and that's
the Freestyle, Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle.
I'm not trying to be. It's just these things can be dangerous.
Well, listen, Art, don't feel bad, Art. You're not the first person to ever do that. When you first get started in this FPV thing, you don't know what to look for.
Right.
You know, and if you don't think that they don't do this on purpose by showing you a picture of something that's going to cost you, $175 to build and then throw a $32 price up there.
Right.
You have to learn. You have to learn that's how they work, and that's how they do. But if you look closely, they tell you exactly.
Right.
In fact, somewhere in there, it probably says in fine print with a little asterisk, if you get your magnifying glass out, look close, it says, this is for the frame only. Because they do. And now you won't make that mistake again. So.
Well, okay, I'm looking at the Tyro 79.
The Tyro 79 is not as good, is bigger than the Tyro 89. And it's not, really? And the 89 is, the Tyro 79 is a 3-inch. The Tyro 89 is a 2.5-inch.
Oh,
and the motors, I built the Tyro 79 and the motors on it absolutely sucked. I went ahead and replaced the motors.
Oh,
in fact, talk amongst yourself, guys. I will be right back.
Actually, Lutzat has a good idea, Art. You sell that piano, you can get any quad you want. What do you think? Sell the piano behind you. Ed, did you see what Jody just put up there?
No, I didn't look at it. Look at this.
He's trouble. He's bad, man. Bad.
I know. Get yourself milk, man.
This is the first time I've seen this side of him, actually.
I know. I've always kind of known he was on the fringes for some reason.
Wasn't sure. Oh, you know what, Jody? Where do you live? Are you in the States? I was asking.
Of course, he's in the States.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, judging by his political statements, of course he's in the States.
That's true.
Okay, this is the Tyro 79, right here, and it's a tough little build because of this metal frame that it's got. It's everything is really squeezing in there. But I've already replaced the motors on this with some Gep RC motors and I replaced the camera with a Rettel, like the one you're getting, because the camera I built this quite a while ago, and I think they've improved the kits. But this is the Tyro 79. This is the Tyro 89, and I want you to see the difference in the size.
Ah, okay.
A little bit, not much, but a little bit.
Yeah, but you can see when I put them together that, that the one with the black props is definitely bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sure.
And this is the one with the 2.5-inch props on it. And it's also a tough build because you know these tiny little quads, you're cramming all kinds of stuff down in there. But that's
the one you put the mini Russian, right? The little
I put the Rush
tank.
There it is right there. The Rush tank, 350 milliamps.
I hear an echo.
I hear an echo too.
Echo.
Is that you, Ed? Mute yourself.
Let me try to.
Test one. Yep.
What about the 99?
The Tyro 99 is a 5-inch quad.
Okay. Because
it's a 5-inch version of this.
Oh, okay.
But I would buy, if I was going to buy, I would buy the Tyro 109 or 119 when you get to that. Those are 5 and 6-inch quads, and then the Tyro 129 is a 7-inch quad.
You guys are crazy.
But you're not ready. You're not. No.
I'll tell you what. All right. Check this out. I'll put it down on a piece of paper. ET 115 Race and Hobby. It has prop guards. It's a 3S. It can go very fast, and you won't kill it yourself or anybody with it. ET 115. Oh, V2. ET 115 V2.
ET.
Yes.
What?
S 115.
115.
V2.
V2.
Version 2.
Okay.
And that's I think it's almost not almost
build one of these Cinewhoops. You can't kill anybody with one of these things, and they fly great.
Yes, that I agree.
Oh.
Do you see it there? That's a 3S.
Yeah.
That thing goes 60, 70 miles an hour, and you can get all kinds of fun from that. But the thing I'm getting is I want to show you is the prop guards. More importantly, because when you crash with these other ones, it's not so forgiving like that one. Mitch, you know that your screen is black and all that?
I know. I'm in the middle of trying to make it. There it is. All right.
There you go.
Look familiar, Carlos?
Yeah.
All right.
Liking it.
Oh, okay.
Hold on to your hats, Carlos. Watch this.
Dee-dee-dee.
Watch it. No, watch
Oh,
this.
the lights. Nice.
Oh, cool.
Look at him going back and forth. It's like Kit the Knight Rider. Yeah. Is that, you like that? Is that cool?
I'm thinking. That's awesome.
And wait. Let me turn the radio on here. We're not done being cool yet.
Welcome to OpenTX.
It's the only woman that talks to me anymore, right there.
I want to know why she doesn't have a southern accent, an accent from somewhere else.
Well,
welcome to OpenTX.
Okay, watch this when I arm it.
Oh, that is Kit. That's big time.
They turn green. Now when I disarm it, they turn red again.
Cool.
Is that cool? Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do tonight on this little stream was to I do have the beeper unplugged so it doesn't make all kinds of racket.
Yeah.
Is I thought that not that I'm an expert because I just got all this crap figured out myself, but I want to show you some of the things you can do with these lights on these quads.
Oh, cool!
It's really incredible. So I'm going to plug this
through beta.
Yeah, I'm going to plug this into the computer, and I want to show you.
Need to take notes and look at the time. 56 minutes. Ed, pay attention. So now, I can remember this.
These are hooked up to the place on the board called the LED strip. They're called an LED strip. Okay, so we're going to connect to this.
That's a F7 board.
or an F4. This is an F4 board in here. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
F4
all these
still
boards
Still has the
have.
capability of doing that, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. So let me go over here to Betaflight,
And you're in the
and
advanced setting, right? To get the
I always have enabled. I have it set.
Okay.
You know, you can go up here to this little gear up in the top, and you can click the box that says permanently enable expert mode. That way, you don't ever have to think about it whenever you go into Betaflight.
Right.
Everything automatically shows up. But there is a setting here called LED strip.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, I've
And-
seen that screen.
Even though you have this huge grid, that is only so you can lay things out if you want where they are to quad, but it makes absolutely no difference where the numbered light is on this box anywhere. Only thing that matters is the numbers in them. And the way an LED strip works is there's going to, let's say this strip has 10 lights in it, okay? And there's one signal wire coming in. So the first light it hits is light 0. Second light it hits is light 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. So what you have to do, I'm going to add a couple more lights to this strip. I don't know where they're going to turn out, end up on the strip itself, because I don't know physically how the strip is wired.
Can you add colors?
Well, I'm just going to want to show you.
Okay, cool.
What I have here is I have 5 lights right here. See these lights? 0, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Those are the lights that are doing what they call a Larson scanner. That makes them go back and forth like the car, you know, this Larson
That was
scanner.
me. Larson scanner.
And I have them set one color when they're armed and one color when they're disarmed. Okay. And
That's
there's
cool.
buttons down here where you can set the armed color and the disarmed color. Okay.
Mhm.
And I have them set red and green. So when I plug this in,
Lutzat is having trouble finding hobby parts because of the COVID. He has
Where
no
are you
access.
really?
at with that?
okay. So you see what I got now is I have them red when it's disarmed, and
Right.
and if I turn the transmitter. Now you see that right down here in the corner, there's one light that's just blinking white. That
Inside
would
light.
be
0?
this light here. That's light number 5 on the strip,
Oh, that's 5, not 0.
and that is set. I have it set to blink. Okay. So if I wanted 2 lights blinking, let's say, I have to go down here. In order to add lights to this array, you have to go down to this space down here that says wire ordering mode. You click
Okay.
that on.
Highlights everything.
You click the next light, okay? And I added light number 6, then you turn it off. So this is only used to put more lights in or clear a light out. So now I have light number 6.
So now
Let's
you're gonna
suppose I want this light. I'm going to select light number 6. Now, up here is a box that says function. I can choose a color. I can have it work with modes, whether it's armed or disarmed, change colors based on battery
level.
voltage level, RSSI levels, GPS somehow. But I'm going to
Can you
make
throw
it
blue
a
in there?
color.
Some blue.
Yeah, okay. I will make it light blue, okay?
Only because, just so you know, Mitch, I'm red-green deficient, colorblind.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just
I
out of
will
all the
make-
colors that are out there in the world.
I will make that. I will make that. But what I should do then is,
I mean, it was
should,
good the way
I'm
it
gonna-
was. I can see.
Hold on a second.
shade.
Hold on a second. Rather than do that, what I'm going to do
I
is
would
I'm going to
think
go.
you would
I'm
want
going to select. I'm going to select all these. I'm going to go down here to armed, and I'm going to select blue.
Cool.
Let's see if that works, and save it. Okay, now I've got my. Let me turn the radio on.
Art, did you see
And
what
if you
Paul wrote down on
if you look over here
Yeah.
now,
Say
I don't know
that
if you can
again,
see it. I don't know if
Carlos?
you can see it, but I've got a blue light now next to the blinking
Yes.
white light. And if I arm it,
Uh-oh. No battery?
no.
Did it arm?
Oh, I'm plugged into Betaflight. It won't
Right.
arm when you're plugged into Betaflight. So let's disconnect that. Unplug
Minnesota
it from
Paul wrote
Betaflight.
a little message for you, Art. Look, check out the chat.
No,
There you go.
Okay, I didn't change the color. They're still green.
Okay.
But that's okay.
They're
The green is
still green.
fine. That's okay.
But I got a little blue light in there for
Yeah,
you
yeah.
too. It's not blinking. But by playing with that, you can change all the
Patterns and stuff.
the patterns and things. And I'm going to take that blue light. Looks kind of stupid in there. It's redundant, so I'm going to go in and take that out of there.
What I would do, just my personal opinion for what
Orange.
I would want to where when you disarm, like if you flew and you crashed it in the weeds or whatever, so that when you disarm,
You want a bright light?
it put out the brightest flashing light possible.
Well, that's why it's got those flashing white lights, which will always
I
flash.
got you. Okay, that makes
And
sense.
you'll see those. But let's go back in here to the LED strip, and let's take this number 6, and let's clear it out. All right, so I got rid of number 6 and saved that. So now I don't have the blue light anymore. But by playing with these, and I still have to experiment some more, because this has been my first experiment with
Mitch,
LED strips.
What's
Now,
up top saying 26 remaining, just to the right of your cursor?
okay, because you can have a maximum of 30-something lights.
Okay.
That's how many Betaflight. Each of these lights is addressable. It knows which light is which, and you can have up to. But you don't want to put too many on, because these buggers draw some power.
Yeah.
And you get too many of them on, you run your battery down all the time.
Not only that, but when it's up in the air, you can't see the bloody lights anyway.
This is true.
Well, these are not for the pilot. You're wearing goggles. As far as I'm concerned, these lights are, if you did put it in a tree, they would help.
That's it. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just cool. It's just cool. Who doesn't like blinking flashing lights? Yeah.
I don't dispute that at all.
Yeah. Who doesn't like flashy, blinky things? You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool as hell.
so that those are the iFlight. They call them iFlight race wires. They cost $13 for a set of 4 of them. They go right on the quad. And the reason we put them on this quad was because this quad used to have the ESCs out here on the arms. And because it had the ESCs out on the arms, the motor wires were only this long. This long here, see?
Yeah, sure.
So I either had to solder some, splice some more wires to get the motor wires all the way down. So I thought, well, that's a great thing, because this passes the motor wire current through it. They don't affect the LEDs at all. The LED lights are electrically isolated from the motor wire pass through. They do sell some of these light strips which light from the motor current. And they'll get, the more throttle you give, the brighter they'll get. But that's not what these are. LED light strips, addressable light strips, designed to be programmed by that page that you just saw in Betaflight. And you can make them blink or not blink. You can make them go back and forth like Night Rider. You can make them any color. You can make them change colors based on different things happening in the quad. And you can, now, interestingly enough, the reason that all these separate strips do exactly the same thing is because the way iFlight has a separate wire that runs from these into a little plug on their flight controller. And this iFlight flight controller actually has 4 plugs, one in each corner, for the LED strips. But those are all the signal wires are connected together. So even though there's 4 different light strips, Betaflight only sees it as one. so they'll all be lit exactly the same. So with a setup like that, you couldn't like light the front arms green and the back arms red.
Mm.
You would have to wire your entire quad up as one light strip, which you can do. There is a way to do that with these light strips. Instead of running them all back to the flight controller, you run the signal wire from one light strip to the next light strip to the next light strip. So if you have 10 lights on a strip, you would have to have 40 different lights set up in Beta, and Betaflight won't handle 40, but it'll handle 36 or something like that. So
Close.
each light on each leg would have to be programmed individually in order to make them all different. So this seems to be the best way to do it, where they all do the same thing. And I got to tell you, I just think it's like hypnotic sitting here watching.
I like the
those
way it
things.
went back and forth when you throttled up. Can you do that one more time and zoom out a little bit, or zoom up?
It didn't. When I throttled up, it didn't go back and forth. It turned green when I armed.
When does it do the Knight Rider thing? When it goes back and forth?
It's doing it. No, it does that all the time. It's doing it right now. You can't see it?
No.
Probably because of your red. Your red
Now I
line.
see it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, here. Let me make them. Let me make them green.
Now
for you
that's
there.
clear. That I can see.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
green.
That's
green.
so cool.
Yeah.
But that
You
I
need
just
to
think
clean
that
those Coke bottles.
I
Carlos.
just think that's the coolest thing. Now the motors are running right now on this thing, see, because it's idling. Yeah.
That's neat.
And then when I disarm it, it goes red.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. You don't have to be a gadget freak, but it helps.
Oh, it's awesome. John Coopy likes them.
Yeah, I just, in fact, when I ordered your camera, they have, if you have an order over $50,
Free delivery.
they have free shipping. So I said, I got to put some of them on my quads.
All right.
So a couple of my quads. So I ordered a couple sets of them. Got my
Mitch is-
order up to 60 something bucks. So I got my shipping for free.
Mitch is going to be pimping.
Got a pin. Oh hell, I might. Yes, sir. I may put them on my marmot too.
The
I may put them
one
on my marmot.
Mitch is using, if I'm not mistaken, one he uses has a different signal wire, so the current to the motors doesn't actually power the LEDs, as I understand it.
That's correct. Who said that? Who asked that?
Well, Rat was saying about using race wire LEDs, but they run on throttle.
Correct. That's what originally I think they were called race wire. The race wire ones did that, but the iFlight race wire ones don't run on the motor signal. They run on 5 volts ground and a signal wire from the flight controller, and are totally independent of the motors. You notice these things were doing their thing even though the motors weren't running.
Right.
So you can program them to do different things based on throttle setting. You can make them change color based on throttle setting, but that's done by the flight controller, knowing when the throttle's gone up and down and changing the LEDs, as opposed to the LEDs just simply reading what's coming through them, going out to the motors. I don't know if one has an advantage over the other. I think maybe the other ones are a little cheaper because they're not addressable LEDs. They're just a bunch of LEDs in parallel hooked to the motor wires. I guess I've never used them myself, but anyway, lights are cool. You just have to be careful. You don't get too many of them going. I think I heard Bardwell say that they draw about 50 milliamps a piece. So you got 10 lights, that's 500 milliamps. And
that's a lot.
That sounds a little high, actually.
Well, no, not really, because if you usually got a 2 to 3 amp voltage regulator, 5 volt voltage regulator in a flight controller. Yeah. Okay. And that'll power, it depends on what you have hooked to 5 volts. Usually your VTX is hooked to VBET, which is not through the 5 volt bus. You're going to have your receiver the actual power for the flight controller itself. But basically, the whole mess, the camera is going to probably be powered by 5 volts. You're probably only going to draw a couple hundred milliamps, and you've got 3 amps available. So if you use one of those 3 amps for a whole shitload of lights, you're still not overdoing it. And keep in mind, even if you're drawing 1,000 milliamps in your quad, that's 1,000 milliamps in an hour.
Milliamps.
Okay. So if you divide that by 20, you're not drawing all that much in a 5-minute flight. From a 1,500 milliamp battery, maybe you're going to use 50, 60 milliamps out of the battery to make all those lights go crazy. So you decide, how many lights you want.
All I know is it's a lot easier to find a drone down in the weeds when it's got lights on.
No doubt. That's why this little beeper thing is so nice that you got on here. Because what happens is, I'll show you, Carlos. I'm gonna plug it in.
Quick hello to Pete Nunez, who joined us. Hello, Pete.
Hey, Pete, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Pete. Pete's my flying buddy. Pete's the guy that held the camera and photographing your quads. So I'm gonna plug this thing in now, and I got this beeper. You'll hear the difference.
Oh, Pete, you were there when Mitch was flying that bird that he ran into the ground 3 times?
He didn't run it into the ground.
Okay, so now, Carlos, if I have the transmitter on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Okay, if I have the transmitter on and I hit the beeper switch, see the light on it?
Nice beeper there. I like that.
Oh, nice.
You see the light on the beeper?
Yeah.
No,
okay, now if I unplug the battery, if I crash somewhere and the battery goes dead, or I unplug it,
you go out and wait 30 seconds and
I'm gonna set this puppy down right here.
Yep.
And
wait a minute. What is Minnesota?
Sometime around 30 seconds to a minute, this thing is going to actually start beeping and flashing with no battery plugged into the quad. It's got a little, it's got a little lipo in it, and
I remember that all over.
I will hold it here. So what happens is it's got a little button on it to disarm it. So you unplug the quad, you forget to disarm it, you set the quad down in the trunk of your car,
and it's loud.
And there it goes.
There you go.
You gotta hold it down.
Okay, it'll do that for a full day. It'll just keep doing that.
Wow.
And that's got its own tiny little battery built in. And then to shut it up, there's a little push button on it. So you hold the button in for 3 seconds and it shuts it off.
What do you mean great? What is Minnesota Paul talking about? He said great.
Shut up.
Trolling.
So
I'm a troll now,
I shut it up. Hey, don't fight, kids. Play nice, will you?
No, I don't think they're fighting. Ed doesn't fight. He's
anyway, I put them on I put them on all of my quads. I even have one of those things in here, buried right up in here. It's inside. It's the only place I could put it. And I can reach the button by sticking my finger up through here and shutting it off. I might not see the light, but it sure make a lot of noise. I love those things. They cost, I think they're, let me look on, get them on Amazon. Link in the description below.
Hey,
While
Jerry.
you're looking, I want to say hello, like Art just said, to Drone Obsessed Jerry. Art, check out the chat.
Hey, Jerry.
Drink, okay?
So, hey, Mitch, I got a question to ask you.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
go ahead.
Pete, was it Pete Nunez or was it Mike that did the filming when you made in Carlos's rebuilds, I should say?
That was Pete Nunez.
Okay, was he also the one that was there when you were trying to fly? Was he there when you were doing that wing you were flying?
The little wing?
Yeah, the Zoe.
Yeah, he was there. He was there. Why?
Pleasure to meet you, Pete.
Oh, okay.
No,
Uh,
because Minnesota Paul was saying something about, because that's what I was thinking. There was another guy there when you're flying the Zod.
there was a bunch of guys. There was a whole bunch of guys there, but I don't know which particular flight you're talking about. Pete was there for most of them, but there were other guys there too.
Well, I
other
mean,
guys there
this
too.
was the one where it took you. It was your fourth
Four
attempt
tries.
at a launch
Yeah.
where it went well.
Yeah, Pete was there for that one. I think you were there, Pete, weren't you? Yeah, he put yes, he was. Yeah, Pete said yes, he was. And now this is it, and it's $12, guys. $11.99.
Wow.
It's the JHE 42B Finder, and $12. You know, the problem is it weighs about 10 grams, and it's not the smallest thing. But if you got a 5-inch quad, stick it on there. It's
10 grams don't mean nothing when you got a 5-inch quad.
no,
Exactly.
and it's sold by Crazy Pony. You've heard of them. They bundle up a bunch of this stuff, and I don't know, bought 15 of them or so by now. They're really terrific. I like them much better than the Vi-Fly. They're much simpler to operate. But that's it. They got
The main thing I like about the V-Fly, at least the one that I have, is that there's no wiring to the bird itself.
I understand that, but that's particularly the reason why I like these better. And the reason is that I can take my transmitter with this and I can hit the momentary switch and make it start beeping, which is the first line of finding the thing when it's in a bush or in a tree somewhere. Yeah. It acts as a very loud beeper as well as a lost quad finder. So I don't mind the wire. Plus I have one of those Vi-Fly that doesn't have any wires. I never get it to work right. It always goes off when I don't want it to.
I have been down that road before.
Yeah, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but you look at the thing sideways, it starts screaming at you, you know. This thing I like, and another nice thing about it is the way I mounted it on this quad here is that it's not only is it within reach, but if I'm in a situation where I don't want this thing screaming like hell, I reach down here and I just take this tiny little plug and I pull the little plug out, and now it's disconnected.
That is far more acceptable than my V-Fly beacon things. Yeah,
that turned out to be a great place because you can see the light blinking and you can reach the switch right here, the little button to hold in. You got to hold that button in for.
Right.
I've seen guys have these on some videos where they don't know how to shut them off. And I'm telling you what, if you don't know how to shut this thing off, it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah.
I think it happened to Nurk. I think Nurk got his hands on one of these and started beeping and he couldn't stop it. And this thing will beep till tomorrow. And the only way to stop it would be to hit it with a sledgehammer, completely demolish it would stop it. You can take your hand and stick it over the end of the buzzer and it muffles the sound. But other than that, it is very loud and it's very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And it has helped me find a couple of quads that have found their way into a tree. I got it, or a bush or high grass. The problem is you can't really, they're too big to put on teeny little quads.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There'd be no place to put it on this little quad that you could really, unless you plastered it on the side somewhere, but that wouldn't be right. Even
that would mess up the flight.
Could probably on this Tyro 79 get it up here somewhere on top of the camera, because this is a bottom mount battery. But this little quad turned out to be a pretty nice flying little quad, and I'm trying to think, do I have the stock? Yeah, it's got a video transmitter that goes up to 200 milliwatts, and I changed the motors and I changed the camera on this. But this CADX, you're gonna love this CADX Ratel camera.
All right, so both Mike and
Snow muffles in there.
Lutzat has mentioned about how the landing in snow kind of muffles the beeper sound. Now, Mitch and I don't run into that too often.
Yeah, that's not a problem that Ed and I are going to have down here in Florida, but
And
I can
Minnesota
imagine.
fall
Yeah.
is,
Also, landing it in the lake would muffle it too.
Yeah.
Minnesota fall likes his
If you like-
Kevlar RDQ straps. Hasn't lost a battery.
So here's your snow finding beacon, Mike and Lutzat, is when you land in the snow and you short the battery out and the smoke steam comes up. That's how
Yeah.
you find your bird.
That makes sense.
We don't want to
Magic
talk
smoke.
about smoking quads with if Chris Hope is in the house.
Yeah. Poor guy. And I'm surprised because he said he let it dry, right?
He did, but there evidently
Not enough.
there was water. There was water on something. What's that? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. $2
Chicken dance.
super chat. A chicken dance.
That's what it looks like.
I'm not going to say the word that begins with a S, because if I do, we'll get a chipmunk song.
Uh-oh. 10 by 180.
Speaking of that, I have, is Agent K still in the room? Are you still here?
Might be.
You know, Agent K is a regular everywhere and a real member of the community. So I said to myself, who is this Agent K? He's like a mystery man. Nobody's ever seen him. Nobody knows his first real name. So I said, let me look up his channel. Okay.
And
So I did. And
investigatory, there he is.
yeah,
Camera bird people.
Agent K stickers. Yeah, he says he just said stickers here. So let's see if we can figure this out together.
Stickers. I like stickers.
Oh God. So let's
You
go
sound a little
into
effeminate there, Mark. I don't know.
let's go into here and let's search for Agent K.
He's a rapper.
And
He's a rapper,
Agent
right?
K, we have all kinds of different Agent Ks, except there was one that had 43 subscribers. Is that you, Agent K?
I know who Agent K is now.
Who is Agent K?
Look
He
for
was
his
in Men in
avatar.
Black.
She was in Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah, Agent K. But I'm trying to find, and I had found his channel before, and now I can't
You know,
find it.
hey, Agent K, I never made the connection before.
I didn't either.
Look for his
But,
avatar.
But he had
A face?
one video in on his channel, and it was a video he said he made for Ken Herron about somebody singing the sticker song.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Oh, there
And
he
the
is.
guy's name, Metro Drones. Bill just put up a link.
Hey, poor IK9.
Here it is. Okay. Jake likes stickers. Okay.
I remember. Yes, I've watched that. I remember. I went to Agent K.
Is that him?
So now, is this Agent K, or did he just post this video? So Agent K, my friend,
Is that
you're-
your mug there?
you? Is this you? This is a fun little video I made for but it doesn't necessarily, because it's one of his.
Does he
It's
have
his
any gold
upload.
chains around his sweatshirt or anything?
No,
Doesn't
no,
look like a rapper?
no, not a rapper.
I got another question to ask. I
Not
want
a
to know
rapper.
if the Four-Eyed Canine and Agent K are the same person.
I don't know, but see,
Oh,
See,
Four-Eyed
this is-
Canine is Tim Nola. He lives up in Longmont, Colorado. He's going to be picking me up for spin
so
down.
that's
Jake
Jake Sloan. Okay, this is Jake
Yep.
Sloan.
Oh,
And Agent K says that's Jake Sloan. So Agent K, you're still a mystery to us, my friend. And one of these days you're going to reveal yourself.
yeah.
But
Yeah. come out.
But I'm going to subscribe to your channel right now anyway. See that?
I'm
And I'm going to
subscribed.
ring the
Yeah.
bell in case you might put another video up there because
You could use your phone.
you've been a good friend to all of us in this community and a regular and
Good sense of humor.
one of these days, yeah, great sense of humor, and we love having you here. We just we want to know who the hell you are.
Who the heck died? Like the Howard Indians.
Oh man. Anyway,
I'm surprised Drone Bum didn't show up. The bum.
the bum, yeah. There
Threw
you
like
go.
30 packs today. We started at 8 in the morning.
So Agent K says he'll regret it. I'll regret it. Thanks, my friend. Yeah.
It's because he's a Russian agent.
Could be.
Yeah, it used to be Agent K video.
K video in Russian.
Yeah, video in Russian. It was in Cyrillic.
You know, I wouldn't be. You know, it might be somebody very famous in the YouTube community that just uses this to.
No,
be
man, he
incognito.
wears a black
Pseudonym?
suit. He's a man in black, okay?
Men
Ooh,
in
Agent
Black,
K?
yeah. Agent K.
He's got
Yeah.
one of those little thingies he can hold up to erase your memory.
Rat RH is in Salida, Colorado.
I never, you know what? I never made that connection between
just
that
say
name,
Salida?
Agent K, and the Men in Black. As many times
Salida.
as I've seen the Men in Black movies, I've never made that connection. So
It's not
that means
Salida.
that
Salida.
I could be Agent J. I could have I could create a channel called Agent J and then hide out and be in go into everybody's stream, and nobody
All
would
right.
know who I am.
I want to say
Thanks.
what Rat's saying. I want to address what Rat's saying right now.
What's he saying?
He's saying, I'm a clown, ha ha. And yes, what he calls his avatar is a clown face.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, that being said, where he flies is no joke. Rat flies in some amazing territory and does some amazing flying in the mountains of Colorado.
Yeah, I see. He said he's in Colorado. Yeah, Salida, Colorado.
Oh,
So what do you,
Wherever
are
that
you
is.
going to spin down Rat RH?
when is that?
That is
Next weekend, this coming weekend, Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, Art's
And-
going. I'm not going.
Yep.
It's too. You know, I could jump in my car and be there in 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Driving.
2-3 days of long, 2-3 long days of driving. It's got to be what 2,000 miles from here to there. Here
You
in
got to
Florida
go
to-
through a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
sounds about
boring
right.
countryside to get there, too.
Oh, I tell me about it. I've driven across Texas.
Oh,
you
have you?
wouldn't- Oh yeah, yeah. El Paso, 1 million miles.
Wow.
That's what the signs say. El
Really?
Paso, 500,000 miles, 250,000 miles.
There.
Man, I remember just driving through Georgia, and I never
It's
thought
in
I'd get
Dillon, Colorado.
Dillon, Colorado. So if
Yeah,
we-
it'll be held at the pavilion right by the lake. But I believe it's sold out. There might be one or
I'll
two
tell you.
tickets left.
I'll tell you something, Art. It may be sold out, but I guarantee if somebody gets in their car and drives 2,000 miles to get there, even without a ticket, they'll be welcome.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine Kelly saying you can't come in?
I'm sorry, you can't come in.
Hey, Mitch,
What's
if I
what's
leave
going to
now,
happen is
if I leave now to your place, it says 16 hours and 11 minutes,
Oh, you can
1,119 miles to your place.
that's straight through.
That's 16 hours. Man, I'm so tempted. I just have work.
I mean, I used to drive to these jet meets. I used
Yeah.
to drive from Florida to Southern
That's
Illinois,
right, Rat.
20 hours straight through, no sleep.
Really? Wow. I'm
No
tempted.
sleep. So let's see. Is this the Google Maps of Dillon, Colorado? So let's see if we
Yeah.
go back here. And
You know, Salida, as you're calling it, is.
I thought
that
it was
means
Salida.
exit.
Everybody around here calls it.
No, I know, but
Salida.
that means exit in Spanish.
Yeah,
Salida.
I know.
Salida, yeah.
EDT.
Yeah, my ex-wife used to think it meant there was a salad bar at that exit.
Pete, the
You think I'm kidding? I'm
wildfires
serious.
are
You can't make
either
that shit up.
north, south,
No.
or to the west.
You can't make that shit up. Ain't that the truth?
Directions from Melbourne,
Yeah.
Florida to Dillon, Colorado.
You know, that's another concern.
It is.
14 days. I can't tell anybody I traveled to Florida. I just have to come back.
It
on
is 1,977 miles through St. Louis, Missouri. What a friggin' drive. What a drive that would be. And then
Yeah.
there's another route that's 2,012 miles if you go through Memphis, which is the way I would go from
Memphis.
Atlanta. Instead of going up through Nashville and getting involved in all that crap in
Why
St.
would
Louis.
it take you that far north? I don't get it.
Well, because Dillon, Colorado is way to hell. Oh, you're not looking at it, are you? I'm not showing
Yeah,
it to you. Here.
Dillon
I should be showing it to you. There's the map. Dillon, Colorado is way to hell up here.
Yep.
See?
Wow.
So it is 2,000 friggin' miles. Now, if you look at Austin, Texas, way down here, see where I'm circling?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I could do that. That's probably much close. That's a lot closer. But if I was going to drive from Orlando to Austin, I'd be just a little over halfway there by the time I got to Austin.
Yeah.
That is a long way.
Yeah, that's a long ass way, no
That
doubt.
is a long drive.
Very long.
Well, Mitch, I used to
For
do
one
shows-
day in the rain and snow at a lake.
Yeah, really.
I used to do shows in Orlando. So yeah, that looks like the route that I would take.
And Steve
Really?
lives way
You
down
would
here.
drive that far? Art?
See, Steve Carpenter.
Wow.
Steve Carpenter
So
lives
that,
right here.
that route
He would be a fairly short. Say what?
that route you're showing there, that little hump up, is Atlanta.
That's
Yeah,
Atlanta right there.
That's Atlanta.
That's
Yep.
Atlanta. That's
Okay.
Atlanta there. And then you go through Birmingham, Alabama.
Ah,
That's Interstate 22 to Memphis, Tennessee, West Tennessee.
Tennessee, thank
And
you.
then from Memphis, you head to Springfield, and then up to Kansas City,
I was already
and then over through Topeka.
Oh.
Wave it. Lloyd is around in here somewhere, isn't he?
part of it
Yeah.
looks like pretty country, though.
And then you go all the way through this. This has got to be the most boring drive on the
No,
planet.
absolutely. That's like going
That
through
Interstate
Iowa, Nebraska.
70, yeah. Interstate 70 went through Kansas until you finally get to the beginning of the mountains over here.
Yep.
Get to see
And there's
stars.
Denver, and then there's Dillon. But this stretch right here, this brown stretch through the plain, that's got to be
Yep.
boring.
Art, can you do me a favor, Art? The spin down is happening in Dillon. Art, Rat would like you to post a link to the activity.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let me do
Thank you.
that.
And then somebody named Mike is talking about an airplane crash in Ottawa.
Oh,
Executive.
Mike. Hey, Mike. Mike's my
There was an accident in Ottawa Executive
husband
Airport
and wife right after takeoff. When was this?
the 19th of September, I think. Yeah.
My fellow pilot, Mitch, was said Sunday morning here in Michigan. Oh, okay. Wow.
It's like, hey, before I came on, that's why I said you're not in Kansas anymore. And Dorothy said, "Oh, thank goodness."
Thank God for that. Yeah.
I'm mad at you.
But man, that's the first time I ever looked at where that is on a map. And that is further north. That's as far north as Philadelphia.
That freaked me out. I really had no
look
idea.
Look at that. Look at that. There's Philadelphia over here.
Straight across.
And that's straight across.
That's
I
like
mean, I
Georgia.
knew Colorado was high up elevation wise. I just didn't know it was that far up.
I wasn't thinking it was that far north. But it's not really that far north. Well, it is, because look, here's South Dakota right here.
Yep.
You're not far in Nebraska, Wyoming.
Nope.
It's out there in the middle of nowhere is basically where it
pretty
is.
much.
And you live right here in Denver, right?
Good.
And of course, Denver says construction zone, right on the road. You're almost to Dillon, man. You're just about there. You're out of Denver. You're on the way. I've got it made now, and you hit construction. Probably end up sitting there for days. Do you ever do that? Have you ever done a hugely long drive and then you get 5 miles from your destination and
Yeah, it's called
stuck?
Coming Home in New Jersey on the George Washington Bridge.
Oh,
You can travel all the way from Pennsylvania. You hit the GW and you're 40, 45 minutes to go 10, 15 miles. Drives you nuts.
you know, when you zoom in like this and just kind of go like this, it just seems like a much longer drive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Lutzat is saying goodnight, I believe.
Oh, it took you to
Good night,
75, did it?
Oh, holy cow. No, I just created a detour for myself by clicking somewhere on the map.
You went out of your way a long ways right there, Rich.
Yeah, no, I don't know how I did that, but
Well, speaking of good night, Mitch, I have to get going.
all right, Art. Well, I'm not going to
Early
see you in
start.
Colorado this week. That's for
You
damn
know what
sure.
that was, Mitch? That detour you made? That was
What?
to get around Orlando, and I detoured.
No, yeah, that took you north, took you up to Sanford. That's not a great detour.
Well,
So in theory,
care,
Mitch,
everyone. I may
Good night, Art.
do Artco on Sunday instead of next Saturday.
How can you do it on Sunday? Everybody's got a live stream on Sunday. What time?
Well, I'll do it before you guys.
How about Mel?
Well, I'll do it before Mel.
Mel's at 7.
Yeah. Well, too bad.
I mean, you can do it whenever you can do it if you
All
anybody
right.
want it.
We'll
It's just
figure
if
it
I'm
out.
having a live stream, I won't be able to be a guest. That's for sure. But
All right. Good night, everybody.
all right. Thanks for
Great
coming in,
week.
Art. You ready? On cue. Here we go. Ready?
press the button. You got to press the button.
All right.
I'll do it. I'll get him out of there on time. I'm going to have to be Art's producer.
You got to
from here
teach
on
him.
out.
I think when he leaves, you ought to do the sound of a toilet flushing.
I can do that. I got it right here.
So Ed, you're further north than Mitch, right? You're closer
Yeah.
to me than Mitch. 2
Yeah.
hours.
Let's
Yeah.
have a geography lesson. You're up in St. Augustine, right, Ed?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I used to when I had my boat. We used to go up to St. Augustine and dock right near the Bridge of Lions.
Okay, at the city marina.
Yeah, and I have a photograph somewhere of my boat sitting that I took. I was standing up on the Bridge of Lions and took a picture back towards the boat.
That's
Docked right there, and we used to go up there all the time. It was a half a day, 3-4 hour run up from Daytona Beach to get up there in the big boat. But this, let me get over here to the map, and since we're not really talking too much about FPV stuff
right now
tonight, yeah. So you live.
Look for
Whereabouts do you live here in St. Augustine? Just neighborhood, close. Here's St. Augustine High School.
look for the
right here.
cheese the cheese wheel.
Are you near St. Augustine High School, Ed?
I don't know. I've never been to high school in St. Augustine, so I don't know.
Well, how about Memorial High, Charles?
Can you give him a landmark to look for, Ed?
Route 16. You know where that is?
I'm south of Route 16. I'm off of Old Moultrie. Let's see where you're at here.
All right, where I'm at right here is.
I'm east of the river. That's the St. John's River you're looking at, and then you got the Matanzas River.
Wait a minute, this isn't the St. John's. This is the Intercoastal. Oh no, that's right. That's the St. John's.
Right. I'm east of the St. John's, west of Matanzas River. So let's see what's that inlet.
Okay, here's the Matanzas River. You're not on the beach though, are you? You're on the main.
No.
All right, here's the downtown area.
Yeah, right. I'm south of that, just a little bit.
South. Okay, so you're over in this area somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere down there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're over here somewhere. So let's zoom down here.
That was the 312 bridge going across there. By the way.
Okay, so
Ed, how long
we'll
does
just
it
say
take you to
you're
get
in
to
you're in
Walmart?
St. Augustine, Ed. So you're in St. Augustine, and I'm down here in Melbourne. Okay,
Wow.
you're
that's a
you're
ride.
up here, I'm down here. So I don't know how do you
An inch a mile?
directions
What's the
to
legend?
here? Hold on a second. Directions to there.
Downtown St. Augustine, close enough. I'm within 5 miles of downtown.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll just go measure distance. Click on the map to trace a path where you want to measure the distance. Right up here. There it is. It is 133 miles.
That's 2 hours and change. 2 hours.
Oh, it's an hour and a half. 80 miles an hour. Yeah.
Are you allowed to go that fast?
Well, I don't go that fast.
Oh, I would go
Everybody
that fast if
on
I was allowed.
Ed, when you go 80 miles an hour on I-95 down here, you're holding up traffic.
Really? Wow.
Oh, they're crazy. Well, it's a 70 mile an hour speed limit, so they take the 10.
Gotcha.
Okay. But most people are going 85 to 90.
Can you do 75 without a headache?
You can
Without
do
the
80
police-
without a headache.
No, I'm saying
No,
without the
nobody-
police bothering
Pretty
you.
much get away
Oh, the
with
police won't. But nobody will stop you on I-95 for doing 80.
No, people are still passing.
Even
your
with
ass.
New York plates?
Yeah, people are passing you like especially with the people with New York plates. They're the ones that are the terrors.
No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
are they going to pull us over because of that?
No,
Did you
they
just
won't
say
pull you over. Half
terrorist?
the cops are probably they're probably replanted New Yorkers themselves. No problem.
Now, I will say this:
Ed, did he say terrorist?
the COVID stuff when the COVID stuff first started, they were stopping people coming from New York State at the Florida border,
Oh yeah.
putting them over and telling them to make sure they self-quarantine when they got to their destination.
Wow.
And they did the same thing to Floridians in New York. They got even with us. They pulled the same thing on us in New York. You go from anywhere, you go into New York, now they want you to stay in one place for 14 days.
75
nuts.
bumper to bumper. 85, no issues. My speed limit's 50. 55 if you're lucky. I still do
Oh, up in
75 in New
They
York.
still do 80. Yeah.
Wow.
In New York?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still-
they're nuts. But
it's a suggestion. It's a suggestion.
because it's an hour from me to Daytona. Almost an hour, and then you're an hour north of Daytona, aren't you, Ed?
I think Daytona is closer to me than it is to you.
Yeah, it is. It is. Daytona's much closer. Because I'm way down here in
Shit.
Melbourne. Daytona's up here and you're up here. Yeah, you are much closer. But when I had my boat in Daytona, let me see about getting a satellite picture of this thing here. Okay. So anyway, I used to keep my boat. There's
Mitch,
the airport.
while you're looking, I asked Ed, I said, I'd buy you a one-way ticket. We drive back together to Florida. You know what his reason for not coming is, other than he doesn't trust the pilot? He can't smoke cigarettes for that much time. That's so lame, Ed. That's when you vape during those. I need to have a drag. And then we do a road trip. Then we do a road trip to Florida. Ed,
Mitch will appreciate this more than you ever could, Carlos.
go ahead.
What's that?
Well, because I know you've flown in small planes, you have a pilot's license and all that stuff.
Yes, I do.
So after you had all that and you had your pilot's license and you were flying your own birds around, taking off, landing, all that, did you ever fly commercial after that?
Of course.
Of course.
And if
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
well, okay, let me continue. If so, did you ever have more concerns while flying? Like, oh no, he's going to stall. He's going to stall.
No. You know, actually, it was exactly the opposite. I knew what every noise meant. I knew what every bump was. I knew that it was all normal. I could tell when the flaps were going down, when the speed brakes were coming out, when the gear was coming down. The stuff that caused people to clench up in their seat, I knew was just normal stuff. So
Okay.
I actually went through an in-flight emergency and an emergency descent one night on an airplane with oxygen masks and the whole thing. And I was
No,
the
no
only person.
way, really?
I was the only person in the airplane that was almost laughing because I knew exactly what the pilot was doing. Everybody else thought we were crashing and dying. I knew exactly what he was doing to get down to 10,000 feet in a hurry. So I wasn't worried about it. You know, turns out the airplane had a pressure seal on one of the baggage doors went. And it lost pressurization. It was, and before it had an kind of real decompression. This guy pulled the throttle back, threw the flaps down, put the speed brakes out, lowered the gear, and stuck the nose down about like this to lose from 30-something thousand feet down to 10,000 feet ASAP. And I wasn't worried. I knew exactly what he was doing. So I think
that relieves the pressure inside the cabin.
Well, no, what it did was it lowered the difference.
Right.
From 35,000 to 10,000 is a huge difference. At 10,000 feet, you can live. Up in the mountains, you could live and breathe without oxygen. At 30,000 feet, you're going to die in a minute and a half.
Yeah, there's no oxygen.
Yeah. Anyway, this is where I used to keep my boat, Ed. Right here.
Anywhere near you, Ed?
Harbor. No, I'll show you where it was.
Oh, this is Daytona, though, right?
This was the dock right here, J Dock at Halifax Harbor Marina, where I kept my boat. And
I've certainly heard of the Halifax River.
Yeah, well, that's the intercoastal, but this is where the 40, 50 footers are all kept at Halifax. And the Chart House restaurant was right out here on this peninsula.
Make great steaks, Chart House.
Yeah, and I used to keep the boat there, and then to get to St. Augustine, that's the Halifax River. You'd come out the Halifax River, and you go up the intercoastal and up the intercoastal, and all the way up the intercoastal, all the way, and you kept going, and it was a ride that was real twisty, windy. There's the Matanzas Inlet, Ed. Right there.
Yeah,
and you'd come up the Matanzas River and you'd wind around the Matanzas River and follow all the markers, and you come into St. Augustine, and there's the St. Augustine Inlet. And then the Bridge of Lions is right here.
And there's the city marina.
He says Bridge of Lions, and there's the city marina right here. And this right here, in this slip, I remember is where I had my boat. I believe it was this slip when I took those pictures of it. It was right in there. And what's really neat about this marina is you walk out of the marina, right up here, you have the fort.
Yep.
Right here. The big fort.
De San Marcos.
Yep, there's the fort where they used to defend our shores. So you walk to the shores, and then in the kind of bohemian section of downtown St. Augustine, with all the shopping and the great restaurants and everything, is all along in here. So
Ed was just in there by King Street. Is that what he's talking about, Ed? Bohemian area?
Yeah, it's a shopping area.
King Street.
They got a.
I don't know what he means by bohemian.
Like yuppie.
Kind of like upscale, hip.
Yeah, higher end hipsters.
Artsy shit.
That's part of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Quick question, Mitch, by Joe Baylock. Mitch, are you sure he put the wheels down? I guess the pilot.
I don't know. I haven't.
To lower
I
altitude.
haven't.
That map, what you're showing.
I don't know. I don't know if he did. He may not have. I thought that he did. It's a
heard it?
great way to. It's a great way to slow a big airplane down. It acts like I mean, you put the gear down, you add a lot of drag to it.
Right.
That on that picture you're showing of the city marina,
Yeah.
when you drove your boat there, that part that's closest to the Bridge of Lions was probably not there.
That wasn't there. This wasn't there. This was.
Now if you scroll
this
to
is
the
new.
right, I've been shocked many times at the city marina doing electrical work on it. And then if you go across the river to the other side, that is the marker 8 hotel motel and arena that I've done a lot of work at too. And got shocked there a number of times too.
No kidding.
How'd you manage the shock part?
Salt water and electrical do not mix well.
Four-Eyed is having an issue with his keyboard. And Drone Shot's son has been in the Halifax hospital. I believe that's what he said.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure why. Yeah, turning on a light works better before you return it. Can't see what he's typing. Mitch, how long would it take you to drive to Citi Field? See what your Citi Field, where the Mets play. I'm about 3 miles from there, or St. John's University.
Oh, from to your house?
Yeah.
I'll look that up. I'm trying to see if I have pictures of my boat down there and say since we're talking about that in St. Augustine. I got.
Were you happy the day you sold your boat or got rid of it, or no?
It was kind of bittersweet.
Okay.
It was kind of bittersweet. I had to, I told you how the whole long sad story about losing my business. Well, I didn't want to sell, but I guess it was a big load off not to have to deal with that thing. They're incredibly expensive to own, and maintenance nightmares. Somewhere I got pictures of it.
There's a saying, Mitch, I'm sure you know the saying well.
Yes, I know exactly what you're going to say. The two
First
happiest
day and the second day.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have a picture of the boat as like it's sold, not your personal boat? Like the name of the boat, so we could look it up, or you have it? Oh, you were looking for the particular shot at the marina.
No, I have pictures. I have pictures of the boat.
Okay.
It's
Heeeeere?
No, it's a Hatteras. It was a Hatteras. 53 Hatteras yacht fish. And,
yeah, everybody likes the boat till they own one. I'm going to agree.
My computer, my computer is just dragging like crazy right now. But
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes a boat worthwhile if you use it all the time. Otherwise, you're better off renting one.
That's what they said.
Yeah, that's what they say. I've always said that. There's my boat. That was my boat.
That's nice.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
you can sleep in that thing.
That was my wife standing. That was my wife standing right there outside the.
Before you threw her over.
Yeah, so you can see this thing was.
If it wasn't for the drone taking a picture,
this is what it looked like when I had to get it out of the water to have a bottom job done.
That's a lot of work, and that costs a lot of money to get the bottom redone.
Yeah, they
scrape it in new fiberglass, right?
Yeah, it also had stable. And I don't know if you can see right here where I'm circling, but there's big stabilizer fins. This was had a NIAD hydraulic stabilizer in it, which
how many years is this?
Would keep the boat from rolling.
Mitch, is this 15 years, 20 years ago, 25 years ago?
No, I sold the boat probably. Yeah, I sold the boat about 15 years ago. Come to think of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
nice
it looked like.
What was the name?
Yeah, Brown Eyes.
Brown Eyes, huh?
Brown Eyes. It came with that name when I bought it. It had that name.
Better than Brown Nose.
Yeah, I think somewhere in here I got it. Here you go. Brown there it is.
Oh, there you go. I'm surprised. No pictures of eyes.
No eyes, but it was a huge. There's a sideways picture. It was a huge thing. Not a yacht, not as big as some of these monstrous yachts, luxury yachts you see, but it was a big boat.
How many
And
rooms down
I
under?
used to. It had three. It had three. There's the harbor. There's Halifax Harbor where it had 3 staterooms and three heads, 3 bathrooms, 3 full heads
Nice.
too.
Almost
Yeah.
a ship.
Yeah, I think that qualified for yacht.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
that-
it's definitely a yacht. Yeah. Anything. It even had a side by side refrigerator and a garbage disposal and dishwasher in the galley. And
Did your dinghy have a gas powered motor?
here was this is what I didn't use this as a dinghy, but I always went
Trailed
over
that?
in Daytona. No, I didn't. I used to use it to run a runabout when we would go
Oh,
over
that's
to
your taxi.
yeah, we'd stay on the boat, but you don't want to take that monstrous boat to run to a restaurant a mile away
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the coastal. So that was a Sea Ray. So it had a
Those are
little
fun.
Sea Ray.
Yeah, you're right, Metro.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have bow thrusters or something.
Oh, no, you could maneuver this. A big twin diesel. You could make it dance. You could do anything you wanted with it. But
And did it have what do they call that? A joystick or a wheel to steer?
no, it had a wheel. And that's a terrible
Boy,
picture. There I am, the captain.
Who's that guy? That's you?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah,
Wow. You look definitely a little
Young man.
chubbier in the face, right?
yeah, I was heavier back then.
Well, just in the face, you could tell. You know who
This
lost weight? I
was
saw a
great.
picture of Dan's video real quick today. He looked like
Dan-
younger and thinner.
Well, Dan, who's been in the hospital.
Yeah, drone worship. I was like, wow. He actually looked good, considering his
There's when
situation.
Here's where they hoisted up out of the water
Good old Tammy lift.
to do the once a year, $5,000 friggin' dollars to get that bottom
Yep,
redone
I bet.
every year. Yep. This picture here, the first one I showed you, was taken from down at Boca Raton at the yacht club there. We were on our way back from Miami and stopped and they had a restaurant up on the 14th floor. And I went up there. It wasn't open, but I went up there with my camera and shot that down from the 14th
That's what
floor.
that was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a drone shot or something.
I know Boca very well, and I
It
know
was kind of neat because it had this big flybridge area up here, and there was I don't know if you can see up front here, but there's a bench seat, full width bench seat.
Did you ever
where
steer from
people-
a pilot?
Well,
from
that's
up
where
there?
that's where you drove. That's where you piloted most of the time was
Gotcha.
up there. Yeah, because it had all the radars. It had a full digital map system and autopilot. And
But it
all
didn't
that
have
crap.
air conditioning.
It did. It had
Up
4
there?
air con. No, you get.
That's
you
what
get
I
a breeze
mean.
up there. But this thing had 4 air conditioning systems in it. It was a maintenance. There's a maintenance
More
nightmare. There
headaches.
was my dinghy. There was the dinghy that I carried. It was a little Avon, little inflatable.
There you go.
See,
Right. Is that that's required, right? Or you should have it just for
No,
safety's
no,
sake. Oh, it's not.
I had right up here on the in this enclosure was a emergency life raft
Also,
with that you had that inspected every so often to make sure that it was right, but it self-inflating, and it had a hydrostatic release on it, so if the boat sunk, once this release would pick up some pressure from the boat going down, this thing would actually automatically eject and launch itself up to the
okay.
surface. Yeah.
Did you see what I'm going to let you read that. Four-eyed Canine wrote. I'm
No comment,
I'm going to
guys.
leave it at that.
No comment. At any rate, that was just one adventure in my life anyway, which I don't have anymore. No
It
more.
doesn't look like
No
you
more
miss it.
boats. No, you know what you do this stuff, and then you say, well, I did that already, and I actually have no desire to have a boat anymore. Maybe because I'm just getting too old to it. It's a lot of work.
Just rent
And of
one,
course, I had
like
the
you
boat,
just said.
and I had a billion friends when I had the boat. Everybody wanted to be my friend.
Well, that goes back to K9's statement.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be. Everybody wanted to be.
Uh-oh.
Everybody wanted to be my friend, and they'd all want, invites to the boat, and I would do all the work, and I would do all the driving, and we'd do all the entertaining, and then they'd all leave, and I would be stuck cleaning the mess up.
Maintaining.
So, yeah, maintaining and paying for it. So,
I had a friend that just took me out, but I did help him clean because you have to like take the hose and salt. I mean, like rinse everything.
oh God,
after. It's a pain in the butt.
that's why you don't want to take the thing out just for a casual little 2-hour trip, because it takes you 3 hours to wash
rinse
it down.
and clean it. Yeah.
Got to get that salt water off everything, and
I think Ed wants you to make him big screen so he could show off his yacht.
Oh,
and
okay.
I know he had some pictures of some nice looking ladies that he met. Something like what?
Is that your sailboat? Is that your sailboat, Ed?
Yeah, that was my Hobie 18.
That was his
those
love.
are great. I used to watch those guys fly by going like 30, 40 miles an hour.
Ed, show us the pictures that you've showed us in the past of some of the hitchhikers that you've picked up. You have them available? Edward,
I got
a 3-hour cruise. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's Ed's boat. That's a Hobie. He was
the Hobie.
I
had a
the
Hobie.
most fun of that on that boat. I mean, I don't know. It just, let's see. Here we go. Now we're talking vinegar here. Cooking with grease. Let's see. How about this one?
There he is. Look at Ed. That's Edward.
Man, how many hundreds of years ago was that, Ed?
No, this is he was at a Helen Keller retreat, and these are all blind girls, and they said, "All right, we'll take them." And
That's
he's like,
funny.
"Yeah, I look handsome. I'm
hey, look, my viewer count just went up by 70. Pretty cool, huh?
This is Rock Hudson, Ed. You got any other pictures, Ed, of real life people? I'm just kidding. Such a prick, Ed. But that is Ed. Look how skinny and thin. And look at the smile on his face.
Let's see, probably
40 years ago?
Oh, 30? I was going to say, judging by the haircut, Ed,
that's got to be 4. Aren't you only like 20-something?
That's enough of that.
How much did that cost you, by the way?
Yeah, I hear that. When you 3 at a time, they're very expensive.
Even Robert Glazier. Damn, Ed.
How do we get into this? How do we get into this stuff on these live streams, guys? We're supposed to be talking about
it was the boats,
quads, drones, boats. We're talking about boats. We're talking about geography and maps.
I think he's trying to say what happened to you now.
We did.
It's called age, Mike. Okay.
That's a great question.
Oh man, we got a little bit of drone talk in. Hey, we had a good time tonight, guys, and it's about time to wrap it up.
Oh wow, we got 9:56.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock already. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming in and hanging in there with me. We didn't do any soldering tonight, but we did do a certain amount of blinking lights, which was cool.
That was cool. That was fun.
Were we supposed to do soldering tonight?
I don't know. You never know what we're going to end up doing here. It depends a lot of times on what the guys ask, but we always a lot of times it turns into less of a technical show and more of just a chat session, which is the way.
That's what Robert Glazier wrote.
With the boys.
Robert Glazier says, "We are men."
We are men. Yes.
So that means we're half pigs. All right. Let me say goodnight first.
At least. Okay.
And we'll talk sooner than later. Who knows? I may surprise you guys and come down to Florida. Haven't
that'd be
thrown
great.
it out of my list yet. And everybody in the chat, good night. Drone Bomb, I need to talk to you before you go to bed.
Oh, here, right. Paulie's here. When did Paulie come in?
Just now.
Just woke up. Oh, okay. It's just ugly Ed.
Yeah.
Good night, Pete. I'll see you when the wind stops blowing. Pete, we'll be out there and fly. Carlos.
Ed,
adios, my friend.
Smiling.
Talk to you soon.
Mitch, you too.
Adios. Salute, Professor Dude.
Thanks for coming in, Ed. Good to see you.
All right, later, brother.
All right, man. And there we are. Another one wrapped up in the can. Thanks for coming in, guys. Let me get a little music going on here. And in fact, let me actually do this. Get my theme song going here. There we are. Anyway, another Sunday night, another week. Time to start again Monday morning tomorrow. And unfortunately, the weather sucks. It rained all day here today, and it's supposed to be windy tomorrow. But we'll get out there flying again, taking some more pictures. So thanks for coming in. Ed, love my drones. Bill, Metro Drones. Catch you on the next one. Thank you, man. Send me your email address so I can get you on my list. Joe Blaylock, take care, buddy. Arizona Drone Dude. Mike, Paulie, thanks for coming in. Pete Nunez said good night. Minnesota Paul, got him. Jody, Drone Shots. Pete, Four-Eyed Canine, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Appreciate it. Robert, Glazier, good to see you. And Rat RH, thanks for being here, man. Joy, Colorado. Night Train Mike, good to see you too, my friend. And of course, Ed. And who else? I remember, well, I'm going way back. I don't see anybody I haven't called. If I missed your name, sorry. Catch you next time. So with that, I want to say goodnight. And I'm going to take the rest of the day off. I suggest you do the same. Go play with your drones. And now I'm going to turn it over to my trusty sidekick who sat and behaved himself through this whole stream, Spank, the monkey. Say goodnight, Spanky.